Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for the evening, the best movie reviewer on YouTube, the king of physical media, Joe from REELY'S.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the REELY Awards, where we celebrate the best and worst in cinema for the year. It's always a tough question when someone asks you, what was the worst movie you saw this year? Not because I don't want to criticize anything, but just because I don't want to revisit all the shitty movies I watched this year. It's like going back to the scene of the crime. It's terrible. It wasn't all bad though. We had some surprisingly good movies this year. Movies that inspired us, movies that made us feel nostalgic. If there's one thing that we can count on, it's that Hollywood will take shit from the past and regurgitate it back to us in modern cinema. That's what it's like going to the movies these days. It's like constantly getting puked on. But I love it, I swear. Well, sometimes. It was another big year for Marvel Studios, surprise, surprise. Although I wouldn't expect much in the way of awards in tonight's show if you're a Marvel fan, because let's face it, I have standards. Just kidding, just kidding. Actually, MCU movies make me develop this unique form of amnesia. Yeah, I have no memory of watching them at all. They go in and out. All jokes aside, I'm ready to have some fun tonight. Believe it or not, I do this all for the love of movies, and even when I'm being negative, it's coming from a place of passion. I just want what's best for movies and the theater experience. That's all, honestly. So enough vamping, let's get right into the categories. Here to present the award for most underrated movie of the year, a man who will terminate your lives as well as your freedoms, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm so happy to be here. This is fantastic. I'm here to present the award for most underrated movie. Underrated like my cult classic Junior, where I play a man who gets pregnant. It's very woke, very before its time. But here are the nominees for underrated movie of the year. The Guilty, Wrath of Man, Malignant, and The Little Things. And the award goes to Wrath of Man. So Wrath of Man was the first movie that I saw in theaters this year when they opened back up. I had no expectations for it going into it, and I honestly ended up thoroughly enjoying it. It puts a nice spin on the now overused revenge movie tropes, and it was actually a well-told story with twists and turns that I was not expecting. Jason Statham has an amazing screen presence in this movie, and it was low-key a really badass film. Here to present the award for the most overrated movie of the year, this is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Finally, The Rock has come back to the REELY'S. You see, when The Rock isn't working out or playing the same character in every single movie, he likes to watch movies just like all of you. Here are some of the nominees for most overrated movie of the year. Spider-Man: No Way Home, The Suicide Squad, Shang-Chi, Candyman, and Black Widow. And the award goes to The Suicide Squad. When I saw all the positive reviews for this movie, I was honestly very confused. Because the entire movie is just designed to be this one big, long, unfunny bit. Because all the characters are made to look like a joke, it was very hard for me to give a shit about anything that was going on in this movie. And the constant juvenile humor just continues to break up the tone of this movie. In fact, I would say it is the tone of the movie, because even when they're trying to be serious, you can't take it serious. There's just no compelling story to speak of, and this was a completely forgettable movie in my opinion. So we have a couple new categories this year, and one of them is the Real Shift Video of the Year. And here to present the award for this new category is the legendary WWE Hall of Famer, Hulk Hogan. Let me tell you something, brother. This guy, Joe from Real Shift, has been saying his prayers, eating his vitamins, and delivering quality content all year round, dude. So here are the nominees for Best Real Shift Video of the Year, Jack. Matrix 4 Trailer Reaction from CinemaCon. Coming to America Review. Chucky Episode 1 Review. Candyman 2021 Spoiler-Free Review. And the winner is Candyman Spoiler-Free Review, brother. When I sat down to record my review for Candyman 2021, I had no idea it would get the reaction that it did. I actually still get comments on this video to this day. I think it's because I said a lot of things in that review that some people are afraid to say, which is something that I actually take pride in when I'm giving my opinion on this channel. And I think a lot of people were looking for someone to voice an honest opinion about this pile of garbage, and I happen to be that person. It was a very polarizing reaction to my review, but it was great because it actually brought all new eyes to the channel that I didn't have before. In our second new category of the evening, here to present the award for most heavy-handed piece of entertainment of the year, we have the legendary Robert De Niro. Nah, when you talked about these movies, you insulted them a little bit. I wasn't trying to insult anyone, I was just giving my honest opinion. Okay, but you insulted them a little bit, let's be honest. You mutt. Here are the nominees for the most heavy-handed movie of the year. Candyman, Spiral from the Book of Saw, The Eternals, and the Chucky TV series. And the winner is Candyman. Candyman to me is the most perfect example of a character being completely reshaped to fit the narrative of a movie that shouldn't be there in the first place. This movie is literally Candyman in name only, and the creators of the movie admitted as much. They knew exactly what they were doing was going to upset some people, and they did it anyway. And the sole purpose for doing that feels very mean-spirited. And its message is so overt, it takes some of the issues that it's trying to address and actually makes them worse. It's a culturally dividing piece of garbage, and it should not exist. Period. Moving right along, here to present the award for most surprising movie of the year is one of the funniest guys that I know, Joe Pesci. What do you mean, funny how? Like the way I talk? No, I just mean like the way you tell stories, that's all. Oh, so like a clown? I make you laugh? I'm here to fucking amuse you? I mean, I didn't really mean it that way. It's just, I almost had him, you stuttering prick. Here's the nominees for biggest movie surprise of the year. Spider-Man, No Way Home. Dune. Ghostbusters Afterlife. Wrath of Man. And the winner is Dune. I went into Dune with no expectations, good or bad. And I quickly realized while watching it that I was watching something very unique and special. It manages to find that balance between spectacle and story that I haven't seen in cinema in quite some time. Plus, it's just great filmmaking. It's a treat for your eyes. And it instantly got me interested in a property that I literally had no knowledge of prior to this movie. And that's what a movie should do. Here to present the award for most disappointing movie of the year is one of the greatest actors of all time to come back from the dead. This is Marlon Brando.
I never wanted this. I never wanted to be here. I'm the kind of guy who doesn't show up to award shows even when I know I'm a lock to win, which is always. But one thing I've never been was disappointing. But these films are. Here are the nominees.
Mortal Kombat, Halloween Kills, The Many Saints of Newark, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and The Matrix Resurrections.
And the winner is Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Words can't express how disappointed I was with this movie, but I'm going to try. I don't think I've ever seen two more badass characters in comics portrayed so poorly in a movie. The concept of having Venom and Carnage in a movie should have been a layup. They have a built-in mystique around them, especially if you grew up in the 90s like I did. And they were both completely misrepresented in this movie, and it actually pissed me off. I waited my whole life to see this confrontation on film, and this was the best that they could give us. It's pretty terrible. So we've reached the point in the night where we're going to be handing out the two biggest awards, that being Best Movie and Worst Movie. Here to present the award for Worst Movie of the Year, 2021, is one of the greatest actors of all time with countless iconic roles under his belt, and he still had to play a blind guy in order to win an Oscar. Great job, Academy. Here is Al Pacino.
Hooah! What's funny is, I like to say I've never been in a bad movie. But unfortunately for me, I was in Geely. And when people ask me, why did you take that part, Al? I tell them, Jennifer Lopez. Why? Because she's got a great ass.
Here's the nominees for Worst Movie of the Year. Coming to America, Thunder Force, Jungle Cruise, Home Sweet Home Alone, and Marvel's The Eternals. And the winner is Home Sweet Home Alone, where I'm hoping Jennifer is. Hoo-ah! I don't think I've ever been more angry watching a movie than I was watching Home Sweet Home Alone this year. On the list of half-hearted, piss-poor attempts to revitalize a franchise, this has to be near the top of that list. It was an absolutely dreadful experience for me. I began to question whether or not the people who made this film, or Disney for that matter, has ever seen a Home Alone movie prior to making this one. Because this movie was so far off the mark that I can't even comprehend how it got greenlit in the first place. So I hope everyone had a great time this evening, but I can't let you go without giving you just one more surprise. Here to present the award for Best Movie of 2021 is a man that I've actually killed in a video on YouTube. But I've had a lot of regret about that decision, quite frankly, and I miss him. He's been a partner in crime for me on this channel for almost the entirety of 2021. And now, he finally returns. Here to present the award is Mr. Jack Nicholson.
You snotty little bastard. I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
Well, that was unpleasant. Let's get right to the nominees for Best Movie of the Year. Dune, Wrath of Man, Spider-Man No Way Home, Ghostbusters Afterlife, and Justice League, The Snyder Cut. And the winner is The Snyder Cut. When I sat down to decide what my favorite movie of this year was, I thought to myself, what movie am I going to rewatch over and over again for the next 20 years? And the clear-cut answer to that question was The Snyder Cut, because I've already watched it 5 times since its release. And this is a 4-hour movie, mind you, that I honestly don't find myself checking out of not once in the entire time that it's on. I'm completely engaged the whole time. And Zack Snyder really attacks these characters at a deeper level than most people would in his same position. And I'm thrilled that he got to complete his vision, at least for now. The fact that this movie exists because of the fans was also a big factor in me choosing it for this award as well. This was an important moment for fandom as a whole, and I think the year belongs to the Snyder Cut because of that. It signifies fans taking back their entertainment. I've said many times that I'm incredibly burnt out on superhero movies, and I still am, but I do love Zack's vision, and if I am done with the genre for the most part, this was the perfect swan song to send me off. That is, of course, unless the Snyderverse is restored. Overall, though, I just get goosebumps every time I watch it, and it's stuck with me long after that initial viewing. And that's why it's my favorite movie of 2021. So that'll do it for this year's Really Awards. Let me know what your favorite and least favorite movie of the year was in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Be sure to tip your waiter.
Y'all be cool. Shut up.